Hmm. Hey, singles, divorcees, and all my party people. It's your girl Spice. Let me edit the name of this video. Gives time for some people to come in. And I'm hoping it works well because sometimes I have a technical problem. This was kind of like a spur of the moment thing. Today we are talking about, are church folks really worth dating? Or are they really a good choice to date? Basically the same thing. Are they really worth dating? And the reason I brought the subject up is I've talked about it before on my show, but recently someone's telling me you should get you a church person, or when you look for someone, I'm like on other YouTube channels, they're like, you should look for someone who's in the church. And so we're going to talk about that today. Right. Hopefully we are live or rolling. About to figure this out. Make sure we did everything correctly. Go back over here. But this is live. So with live, you never know what to expect. Great. Hopefully we are on. Let me check over here to be on the safe side. Sometimes I don't know if we're streaming live or not, so I gotta check because I don't have an assistant as of now. It gives us some time to let other people come in anyways. Let me check over here. If not, we gotta do some other things. But I hope you guys had a nice Monday. I've been indoors all day long because assistant as of now, because I'm bake on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I also am starting to work more on my show on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's kind of like my down day. So I figured I'd come over here and stream for at least 20 minutes. I'm trying to be on here more often, like maybe 3 times a week. Let's see, should I go over here? But let me close this up a little bit. You guys let me know in the comment section if you guys can hear me. And I'm gonna change my Zoom name on here because you know your girl has to have an alias. Chrome, sometimes when you're live, things that used to be easy, they become a little bit confusing, like changing my name. I've done it a million times, and now I don't see the button. Video settings. Audio, video, video settings. Oh, for the love of God, since we're speaking about God, what do you guys think? Have you guys dated someone in church? Do you guys think it's a good idea? Anyways, you guys know my name is Cassandra and they call me Spice, though, so it's no, shouldn't be like a shock to you. But I would like to change the name just because I'm used to it. Here we go. I think this is it. Maybe not. There we go. I figured it out. Rename. We're gonna go by Spice, my alias. Got keep it gangsta up in here. On an episode about dating church folks. So a lot of people they usually say, "Oh yes, date someone in church because they're gonna have morals. They're gonna be showing up on time. They fear God." I think those are the main reasons why people would say to date someone in the church. Sounds nice and dandy. Sounds like a great idea, but you guys see this image back here, this gentleman right here. He was leading a mega church, and he's originally the church is from Australia, but he had like a unique, I don't know, like the unique style. So a lot of young celebrities started following him. I guess young celebrities over here. over here. But this is live, okay. So like Justin Bieber and Kendall Jenner, they started attending his church. So I guess it became very popular. And he's trying to emphasize not having sex before you get married and not even to kiss for like a whole year if you're dating. But he really emphasized not having sex before you get married. Well, he was really going hard like on his students, I guess you would say, or church members, and trying to instill that in them. But then there's a scandal. He was married and then he was cheating on his wife. So he got fired from the church for failing his morals, is what they're saying. Have you guys heard about this? And now there's like a documentary on it. I believe it's on Netflix. But yeah, so that's just an example of people cheating on the church. I've talked about it before. I used to have like these ideas or like kind of put these people on a pedestal. I did that with a lot of people. I did that with like celebrities. And then even now this gentleman was considered like a celebrity pastor. So all these people, we put them on a pedestal and they, most of the time, they just don't live up to those expectations. We almost live like in a fantasy land where we think people are perfect because either they're on TV or they're in films or they're church leaders. But honestly, they're just people at the end of the day. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. We're going to talk about that. I've seen it happen at my own church. There's been like church leaders who cheated on their wives with other church members on more than one occasion. And then just in general, like dating some of the people that claim they're Christian, or even me, I'm not perfect, or claimed I'm Christian. So it just depends like what stage of Christianity you're in. Are you a new Christian? Have you been living this walk of life for a while? Sometimes they're not even you. Look, this man's been in the church for years and he still cheated. So people are not perfect. They're humans at the end of the day, and it happens all the time. I just want to share that with you guys because a lot of times people put it out there that you should be dating someone in the church, that that'd be the best choice. But I've heard of even the pastor's kids act horrible. They always have the joke about the pastor's son. I got my little cup right here. Can you guys guess what I'm drinking today? It says Tears of My Enemies, because I am a divorce party planner. And as a divorce party planner, we got the enemies. We got the church who's on us. We got a lot of people who don't like to hear the D word, but obviously it happens in the church too. We've seen it a few times. A lot of the church leaders have gotten divorced. Can you guys guess what I'm drinking? Since it is October. I wish you guys could smell it because it smells really good. Joe, I see you down there, Joe. Welcome in. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. But yeah, have you guys dated anyone that's in the church? Have you, as a church member, failed? Have you failed your church or failed your girlfriend or your boyfriend? I've seen it all. These people who claim to be Christians, a lot of people curse. A lot of people drink excessively. They go out all night and then they go to church on Sunday morning after they've just been partying and drinking all night long and committing all kinds of sins. And there's a lot of people with porn addictions. A lot of people use church as a front, I think, sometimes. But the way my friend who was cheated on in the church explains it to me, you know, a lot of people come to the church because they're unwell. They need healing. And so that maybe the church is not the best place to look for a person because not everyone is walking that walk with God. Some are seeking guidance and advice and help, or they have addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions. Some are prostitutes. So we do. There's so many different people that attend the church. So don't be naive and think just because they go to church or they call themselves Christians that they're perfect and they make the best decisions all the time, because it's just not true. I have friends that are on Facebook and they grew up in the church, and they said that some of the people they were raised by, some were nice and some were horrible. So a lot of people, they'll just use church and Christianity or whatever religion. It sounds good like as a label, but even like our politicians, they say they're Christian, but their actions show differently. I wrote a blog on it. You guys make sure and check out my blog, Spicy Divorce Party Planner. And it's on the same subject. And you guys can add your comments in the bottom. You guys could talk about, do you guys date people? Do you court people? Because I thought, like, in Christianity, you're not supposed to really even be dating. You're supposed to be courting people to move towards marriage. Is that true? How does your church feel about that? Or how do you view that? Because most of my Christian friends who are really deeply in the church, they're married and stuff, they're mostly moving towards marriage. I don't know if they're dating. So I think that's probably an area a lot of Christians need to grow in. And like, is this what we're trying to do? Are we dating? Like dating around? Are they courting each other? What's really going on here? I think some of the people who commit the most dirt are at the church. We got the drug dealers up in there. We got all kinds of crazy people that go to church. Not crazy. Well, some may be crazy, but I've seen it all. So I have to disagree. I've had friends on my YouTube channel yesterday say, you need to date someone in the church. And then I had another gentleman said, like, no, those are some of the worst ones. And I have to agree, like, there's these men, they beat on women, they cheat on women, they have all kinds of alcohol addictions, and they're preaching the Bible to us. And I'm like, you need to go really meditate on these words, because your life is definitely not what's practiced in the Bible. They may mean well or have good intentions, hopefully, but what they're doing in real life is very different. So I guess we can at least acknowledge that they're trying, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the best person to date, is what I found. Oh my goodness. And in the church, a lot of people, they judge you as well. I've had people judge me just for like coming late to the church when I was younger. They'd have a big old fit at the door. Um, Not just that, like I've had Christian friends call me up and tell me what I'm doing wrong with my life. So they're very judgmental. And I think that's why a lot of people don't really go to church as often anymore. They don't really um, believe in Christianity as much. I'm not saying it's good or bad, because I think there is a lot of good morals and a lot of good lessons in the Bible and a good way to live your life. But I also want to make people aware that no, just because that's what it says in the Bible, that's not what people really are doing in real life. That you really got to study people. They say, like, study people before you date them, while you're dating them. And then I just question, like, are you even supposed to be dating them? Anyone who's like Christian, let me know in the comment section. Are you guys allowed to date? Or are you guys supposed to be courting? And I just don't know why the church still allows people who done like some really immoral things. Like they're the leader of, like, say, one of the church groups. They cheat. The entire church knows about it, and they still allow them to come back to the church. I know they practice forgiving and stuff, but they're supposed to be church leaders. So you think they'd be held like at a higher level, like they should be like higher standards. Why would they let them back into the church like that? Feel like they would repeat the same thing. And matter of fact, I've heard that these people in the past have done this before. So it's almost like letting a predator into the church. Why are you guys allowing predators to come back in the church? What do you guys think? But then I guess they could go down the road If they got rid of him, they'd probably have to get rid of everyone else in the church because everyone has committed sins as well, right? Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I just thought, like, oh my God, if you're like a leader in the church, you probably shouldn't be able to come back. That's my opinion. Like, say we have a president and like he shoots somebody. Are we going to continue to have him out there like as our president? Well, looks like that's what we're doing now. Killing all these people and he's still our president. So I don't know. I think a lot of morals and values have just went down the drain. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think the same way or? Sorry, I had a message. Yeah, what are our value systems now? Morals. You're asking a divorce and breakup party planner. But yes, you guys, this is apple cider, is what this is. I'm not drinking no alcohol. At apple cider, you don't have to drink to have a good time. Tears of my enemies. Let me see here. Make sure if you guys are trying to leave your partner to check out our YouTube video. I have one on tiny homes that are affordable. There's some that start off like at 7,000 and they go up and you can build on them. Make sure and check them out. It's a great way to like leave to exit a relationship because I know a lot of the people that are on my channel, they're always looking for resources. And sometimes a lot of women, maybe even some men, they feel like they're stuck with their partner because they have nowhere else to go. So now you guys have options. You guys can go and click on my link and it'll take you to a website and there's like at least 13 different homes that you could look at and consider and plan ahead if you got to make escape because some people they honestly do have to escape. And also we have divorce attorneys on there. A lot of free resources. You guys can actually watch the interviews and if you listen, there's a lot of gems from the divorce attorneys because a lot of people have questions and you only get like a free consultation. So like if you go back and watch these interviews, there's a lot of valuable information in there and a lot of email addresses so you can email them and chat with them if you need to. Let's see here. I was trying to do like 20 minutes on here. I'm not quite sure how long we've been on here. I'm going to check. Let's see if it lets us. Let's see what time we've been on. I was trying to do like. Hey, we've been on here for like almost 20 minutes, so that's good. But yeah, that's something to meditate about, think about before you get into a relationship with someone. Don't just assume because they say they're Christian or you see them at the church every week that they're a good person. Because I've been at the church, guy would talk to me, and then later on I find out he's talking to somebody else in the church as well. I know that. So I know firsthand that yes, just because you say you're Christian does not make you a great person automatically. How do they live day to day? How do they treat people day to day? What actions do they do? Kind of lifestyle do they have? And honestly, some of the nicest people I found, they don't practice any religion at all. So, and some people respect everyone's religion, not just their own. They don't try to force their religion upon everybody else. So I like that as well. Hopefully you guys have a good night. I'm about to go work, but yes, make sure and check out my blog, spicydivorcepartyplanner.com, and leave your comments on whether as a Christian person, are you supposed to be dating or are you courting someone? And what your experiences have been dating people that claim to be Christian. Bye for now.